Hey, it's Alex from Ananda, and in this video, we're going to be covering a cool piece of software called Clay.Run. And essentially, it allows you to build your own prospect lists. It's kind of a mix between a scraping tool and it connects to databases. So it provides you with a very easy way of getting information from websites or from LinkedIn and then getting the relevant contact details that you need for the relevant data providers. So without further ado, what I'll do is I'll sign into it. So you'll be presented with a 14-day free trial, and it allows you to access all of its premium features. So you can really give it a test run. What you can do is select one of the free options. So you can choose between a blank template, people template, which essentially is a LinkedIn URL extractor. So any URL you put in, it will then provide you with the email, the Twitter, and any other useful information it can find. And you've also got another third option that what is the third option? So it starts from a source. So you can actually look at which source that you're interested in taking information from and then running it from there. So for this example, what I'll use is a new people table because it allows me to share some of the functionality quite simply. So you can see here, all I need to do is put in a LinkedIn URL. And there's a few ways I can do this. One is I can do that manually. So if I'm going about my day and I find someone's profile and I'm interested in finding more information about them, I simply put it into here and the rest of the information will automatically update. So you can see it's dragging in the information it's got from me. And what I can also do is I can use one of the sources, in this instance, the LinkedIn profile source, and this is already connected to LinkedIn. So all I have to do here is enter the information that I'm interested in extracting. So let's say I'm looking for SaaS, people with SaaS in their headline, and they're a director of a company and they're based out in London. And I've selected 10 as the limit. I submit that. And what it will do is it will then find those 10 people and provide the information. So very easy to use, very simple. You don't need to be a technical whiz kid. What you can also do is then use this information that is dragged from the LinkedIn search and connect it to a data provider. Maybe you want to find the software that these companies are using. So we can select built with, we can look up the technology stack. And the cool thing about this is that because it's connected to these data providers, you don't have to pay the data provider themselves. You can access them through Clay.Run using their API key. So instead of paying a kind of upfront fee to each of these data providers, which will then run up quite a huge bill, you can take advantage of all of these premium data providers within the Clay.Run app for a small fee. So what you need to provide the built with API tool with is the domain. So what we're going to do is just drag the company website, which has already been propagated from the LinkedIn URL here. And then we're just going to save changes. And then from there, you just simply click run all records in this view. And then it's going to find all the information. So you can see how much technology it's found. And then from there, you can click into the results to view the details and just find more information that is more relevant to you. So depending on what kind of technology you're looking for, so let's say social media management, you can see what kind of information it comes with. So you can then create a new column and that will actually map all the technologies. That's probably not the best example there. What I'll do is maybe look at CRM. You can see the name of the CRM will be mapped and then it will find all the results for the people who are using Salesforce or any of the other CRMs that it is able to find. So very simple to use. You can then add other integrations like Clearbit. So again, if I wanted to enrich a personal company, I can use their information here and then I can just add the email and what this is going to do once I save changes and run. It's going to do the same thing, which is going to find from the email addresses that have been found off of the LinkedIn search. It's going to find additional information and you can just expand these results and then enter whatever you want. So maybe you want to find the Twitters associated, which it has none. Or let's say you just want to drag the emails, at which point you can create a new column again, and then it's going to find all of the emails. So these may be different to the ones you found in the first instance because it's coming from a different data source. It might find that were not able to be found off of the initial search. You can also set up formulas. So that's more of a advanced, use case. They actually give you some examples of formulas you can use. So maybe some of these have to be true. So for example, you may not want to reach out to any personal email addresses. So you can actually set a formula up so that it will only present only bring forward the email addresses, or only push through the email addresses that are business email addresses. So you can actually set that up as a formula and then have this connected to your email outreach tool. And then you automate the whole process. And all you have to do is make sure that you populate this with the right information. So you just find the correct people on LinkedIn and you enter it into here. Another cool feature is the scraping tool. So historically, scraping has been quite complicated. It's not the easiest. And I think this tool may be one of the easiest I've ever used. So you can see here, I've got a list of Crunchbase companies that I want to scrape, and using their Chrome extension, it's 2 clicks. One, I've clicked the Chrome extension, and then I can click add to workspace. And what it's going to do is drag all of that information into a list. So look at that, seconds. So you can use all that information and you can then connect it to the additional sources. I know there's also the ability to scrape, specifically Google, or based on what you're looking for. So you can actually go into a link on Crunchbase and then get the information of the people in the organization. So it can do all of that stuff pretty much out of the box. So really useful for compiling accurate prospect lists for you then to push into your CRM or outreach tool. In terms of pricing, so again, I'm sure there's a lot more you can do with it. And if you go to their Slack channel, you see a lot more of what people are doing. I've only used it a couple of days, so I'm just touching the surface with what we're really discussing here. In terms of the packages, you've got basic, which is $199 a month. That allows you to create 2,500 records and have 5 tables running at once. The Explorer package is $349, and it gives you the ability to create 5,000 records with 7 tables active at once and premium credits. And what that is the access to all of the premium enrichment tools, such as People Data Labs, Owler, Clearbit, Hunter, and BuiltWith. And the good thing about this, once again, is that usually you'd have to pay separately for each of these providers, and some of these, for example, People Data Labs, you have to buy in bulk. So you have to buy and spend quite a bit of money to gain access to that one tool alone. Whereas Clay.Run is bringing all of those tools together and acting as a spreadsheet. So making it very simple for you to manipulate what you want to do with that data, and maybe use some of the information from these data providers in your email outreach itself to make it a lot more customized. I saw someone use BuiltWith, and what they did is then use the Google scraping tool to find the number of subscribers that people using MailChimp would have, and then use that information to price position their product, which was a competitor to MailChimp, and show the exact amount of savings each of the each of the prospects would be making if they switched over to the competitor tool. So I thought that was a very cool use case from this tool itself, and how people are using it to really customize their outreach and stand out from the crowd. So that's it for now. Let me know if there's any other softwares you'd like me to cover. I really enjoy this, so hopefully I'll do some more of them, and hopefully there's some value that you take from it. Again, you've got a 14-day free trial to try this out. Let me know how you get on. Cool. Bye for now.